Hey guys, welcome to Skipper Surf Review. I'm Yury and today I'm going to take you on a trip to Arc Surfboards where I will be picking up mini Simmons for review. This is really exciting and I can't wait to share that with you. And guys, if you like my reviews, please subscribe. This will really help this channel to grow. Let's get started. Hey guys, just got to Arc Surfboards. We're gonna meet up with Timmy Smith, who is the shaper, designer, and owner of Arc Surfboards. We're gonna talk about mini Simmons, which is sitting right there on the ground, and I'll see you in the shaping bay. Hey guys, we're here at Arc Surfboards with Timmy Smith, who is a shaper, owner, and designer of all the boards from Arc Surfboards. And today he's gonna talk about modern mini Simmons. This is a new model.
Yeah, brand new.
So it has twin fin setup, pretty much kind of like original outline of the mini Simmons that I have, size 5.2, and let's see what he says about it.
Yeah, so basically, what we wanted to do with this board was make something that's very close to like a traditional mini Simmons, but make it a little bit more performance-y. So the two biggest things that we did were, number one, we kind of increased the length and then took down the width. So usually, so I'm 220, 215. I'd probably be riding like a 5.2, 5.4 mini Simmons, like a traditional one, super wide, like a boogie board. And it's super fun when you're in like super mushy waves, but if you want to push it a little bit, sometimes it's a little difficult just because it's not really going to fit in the pocket. It's, since you don't have much length, it's not going to have crazy, paddability or paddle power. So this one's 5.6. So I'd normally be riding like 5.2, 5.4. We went 5.6. This is 22 by 3 inches thick. So if you look at the outline, it looks like a mini Simmons. So when you look at it, it's a super wide chop tail, parallel outline, and wide nose. Except when you look at the tail, you can see a little bit of flip. And what that does is help you when you're surfing it. It helps you fit in the pocket a little bit better. Whereas the rest of the board, so at least I'll flip it like this. The rest of the board's super flat. So from the nose all the way until 6 inches from the tail, it's very flat. Besides a little bit of flip in the nose, just so you don't knife it. And that actually works in tandem with the V. So there's a little bit of V in the nose and a little bit of flip, and that helps prevent catching. But throughout the rest of the board, it's very flat. So it's going to fly down the line. It's going to be super fun. But when you get to the tail, this is the most interesting part about the board, I think. And this is something we decided to do after Lucas was surfing the modern Simmons for a while. He's been surfing Lucas Hildreth. He's been surfing surfing a ton. He has it in Hawaii right now, actually. But the most interesting thing about this board is 6 inches down, there's a dramatic flip. And you can see it right here. And that's basically going to let you surf in the pocket a little bit more aggressively, right? So you're flying down the line, it's super flat, less rocker means a faster board down the line, right? But it's also hard to turn. So we kept the flat rocker, add a little bit of flip. So super fast down the line, but when you go to turn, you slide your foot all the way back, and when you go to jam that turn, it's going to fit a little bit nicer, and you're going to get a nice round turn. And even if you want to kind of get vertical a little bit, you can do that a little bit easier. So it's basically your traditional mini Simmons with a little bit of performance groveler type characteristics. So the other thing that we kind of wanted to do with this one, sometimes mini Simmons, they're just super bulky, right? And that's kind of what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a really fun board. You want to surf it in small, mushy conditions. But when you have a board that's 3 inches thick, sometimes the rails are a little bit too much. And you can't really sink it if you want to go for a nice bottom turn. So the biggest thing is when you put this thing under your arm, you're going to notice that the rails, they feel very similar to like a performance groveler. That's kind of the template we took from the rails. So that's the other big thing. But all in all, super fun board. I think Skipper had a fun time on it today. We were out there surfing in Rhode Island, and we were kind of exchanging boards. I went out with a 6.0 Mundo, and Skipper went out on this bad boy, and we were kind of switching boards, exchanging things, and it went pretty well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This one's built in EPS epoxy construction, and this gray line down the center, that's a high density polyurethane stringer. So it's EPS foam, the white, that's EPS. The gray line is high density polyurethane. And then these strands of carbon right here run along the deck, and then they run along the bottom. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be the standard for this model. I'm still trying to figure that out, but if you want to custom order it, this is this is what it's going to look like. And for dimensions, we're still working on that as well. But as of right now, and people can chime in the comments if they disagree, if they agree. But I was thinking for the standard dimensions for this one, we were going to do a 5'2". We were going to do a 5'6", which is this one, and then we were going to do a 5'10". So 3 options to choose from, and then you can obviously customize it if you want. If you're massive, if you're 300 pounds, you can obviously custom order like a 6'2" or something like that. But I think the 5'2", the 5'6", and the 5'10", that should pretty much cover it in terms of dimensions. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about that, but that's kind of the direction we're headed. And just because we're not really going to go into the 4-foot range, I know a lot of if you're familiar with mini Simmons, you've probably seen I've seen like a 4'2" mini Simmons that like adults ride, so you can get pretty wide and pretty short. So I think we're going to keep it a little bit more performance-y and, just do the 5'2", 5'6", and 5'10" range. So like I said, let us know what you think about that. The biggest thing that like Lucas was talking about it, and his feedback's awesome just because he surfs it so much. So the biggest thing we want to do is like when you hop on it, I didn't want it to feel weird. I didn't want it to feel like something you have to get used to. Mm-hmm. I want you to hop on it and be like, okay, cool, this is a fun board and I'm going to surf this a ton. Yeah. There's no getting used to it really. Yeah. This takes a little bit of getting used to, but in terms of the, when you're flying down the line, like it should feel pretty natural. At least that was the idea. So
yeah, I'll try it out. I had a couple waves, felt really nice. But I think when you switch out fins and put, well, maybe with more rake, I don't know, we'll see how it's gonna go. I want to try a smaller day because today was like actually not that small. I think it was like a 3, 4 maybe, but I want to try 1, 2. That's what primarily I would probably surf the most. Here you get better waves a little bit. But in Rocco, we have really shitty conditions. I will be stoked to see how this board is going to perform. And having a little extra volume will definitely help me to catch more waves, I hope.
For sure. It's 41 liters, So yeah, the construction, EPS, you can order regular PU as well. We're going to offer a PU option. So this is super fun board, great summer board. All around, really good New England board, mushy waves, definitely, throw it in your car, take it to the beach. That's kind of the vibe we were going for. So, yeah. I started surfing when I was like 10, but I was always on like whatever board I could find, just because, it's expensive, and I was playing football, so it wasn't really my focus. It was just something I just did for fun, Yeah. In the summer, not in the winter.
Yeah, that's how you met Lucas, right?
That's how I met Lucas. Because we were both playing football at Holy Cross. And from like junior year of high school until sophomore year of college, like I've only surfed in the summers really. I was very focused on football. And then when I got hurt and then Lucas stopped playing as well, I was like, oh wow, like I can start surfing again. I haven't really surfed in a while. So that was super exciting. And then I found out he surfed. And so we started driving from Holy Cross down to the beach. And he had been winter surfing a ton since he was young. I had never winter surfed before. So he was like, oh yeah, you can surf all winter long. And I was like, oh, it's pretty sick. So I, got a wetsuit, like a hooded wetsuit and stuff. Because like the heaviest wetsuit I had was like 4'3". I'd surf until like October and then be like, yeah, I'm done until next summer. Just because football and sports and stuff. But yeah, that's how we started surfing together. And,
and actually through Lucas, I found you.
Oh, really?
So what happened is I been watching videos on YouTube when there's a hurricane swell, how this hurricane works, for instance, in Montauk.
Yeah.
And Lucas' YouTube channel popped up, and I was like, oh, let me see, like, and this guy like charging like big waves. I'm like, what? And then I see him next time, somewhere like up in New England, like surfing slab. I was like, oh my god, like I subscribed to his channel and then start to follow him along, and then 2-3 videos in a row he was on the mini Simmons, and like I see him like catching like wherever wave he wanted, performing, doing sharper turns and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm really interested. And at that time I was surfing mini Simmons too, and then I was like, I need to try one of those. So that's how I reach out to you to ask if you have anything just to lend me to review. And here we go. This is
man. Well, I'm stoked.
Came along, so I'm gonna try to see how it's gonna go and down the road.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time, and
thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah,
for sure. Nice to meet you.
Yep, nice to meet you.
But you want to take this back to the car?
That's about it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like my reviews, please subscribe. This will really help the channel to grow. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for your support, and until next time, goodbye.